Tashidale. Tashidale, my Tibetan brothers and sisters. And Tashidale, my Inji brothers and sisters. Of course, we're here for something very special, which is to wish His Holiness an 80th birthday. But you know, it's very special to be here with all of you. 16,000 people here in New York. But also this incredible Sangha who is up here. And our leaders from Tibet and Rinpoches on the other side of the stage. And Valerie and Nancy and Lamsen Sangye, the Sikhyong. This is a really incredible group of people. I've often spoken in front of His Holiness, and when I come out like this, it's wonderful because when I look out in the audience, everyone is smiling, and I know they're not smiling for me. I also never forget, ever, how fortunate I am, and what an honor it is to be with all of you especially, but His Holiness is some extraordinary opportunity for all of us. One, to even hear the Dalai Lama's name, to see his face, to take teachings, Buddhist teachings from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. What an extraordinary opportunity for all of us. And I have to thank him also for his incredible patience for yet again teaching shunyata. I don't know how many millions of times you've taught emptiness over and over and over again. And I know you're going to do it again for the rest of your life. And I think that's the most generous thing that you do. There's a story that a friend of mine wrote in one of her books, and it's actually a Native American story, but I think it would work just as well if it was a Tibetan story. And the story is of a grandfather, so this Tibetan grandfather talking to his grandson. And he says to him, you know, I have two wolves inside of my heart. One of the wolves is really kind and generous and loving and compassionate. And the other one is selfish and angry and violent and difficult. It says they're fighting all the time inside my heart. And his grandson looks at him and says, Grandpa, which one is going to win? And grandfather looks down and he says, whichever one I feed. I want to thank His Holiness the Dalai Lama for spending a lifetime teaching us how to feed the kind and generous and loving wolf inside our hearts. And how fortunate we are to continually be reminded by His Holiness. No one works harder than the Dalai Lama. I work hard, people here work hard, everyone said no one works harder than the Dalai Lama. Every day teaching, giving himself completely for us. I've actually tried to stay up with His Holiness. I last about 2 or 3 days and then I'm exhausted. I know it happens with the attendants also. They have to run in teams to sleep and then stay up with His Holiness. There's another story that I'd like to say, especially when had the incredible opportunity to travel with His Holiness around the world. And I think I've been with His Holiness almost every continent except Africa and Antarctica. Other than that, I think now that I've been everywhere, because we were just in Australia, and there was an incredible teaching there. His Holiness, again, was so loving and kind to everyone. I think you all remember the movie Kundun that Marty Scorsese made. It's a really beautiful movie, kind of a biography of His Holiness's life. And I was there fortunate enough when His Holiness saw the movie the first time in New York. And Marty had a screening of it, and there were maybe 15 of us, 20 of us there who were at the screening, and we're in a really beautiful screening room at Lincoln Center. And His Holiness was sitting in the front row, and we were all kind of looking the movie, but we were really watching His Holiness watch the movie of his life. And when the movie was over, we all kind of looked at him and we asked him to give a comment, and he really didn't want to right then. And we said, okay, let's go, we'll have some tea, we'll have some cookies. And about half an hour later, we were enjoying ourselves, and I said, Your Holiness, please, would you speak to us? And I don't know if you remember the film, but the last part of the film was His Holiness with his Kampa warriors making it to India. Well, His Holiness said, you know, as in the movie, I remembered very well when I crossed the border from Tibet into India, and my Kampa warriors rode back into Tibet, and I knew I would never see them again. And I watched as they went into the distance, little figures, and they were gone. And I looked back, and there was India in front of me, and there were people I really didn't know, and I felt totally alone, no friends in the world. And now, 50 years later, he has all the friends in the world anyone could ever want. And we all know people who have a moment where they kind of reveal themselves and they become stars for a moment, in a way like movie stars. There's a moment where they become something special. But usually most of us are found out very quickly. His Holiness has been on the world stage for 60 years now, and he'll never be found out. He's the one genuine, extraordinary person that I've ever met in my life. So I just want to finish up here by saying this is His Holiness's 80th birthday, but I want to make a date with everyone that we'll be back here for his 90th birthday, for his 100th birthday, for his 110th birthday, and his 120th birthday right here. Bye-bye. Tashi Dalai. Happy birthday, Your Holiness.